Yingxing, one of the most talented blade forgers to ever grace the Xianzhou Alliance. A kid born on a planet ravaged by boars and taken in by General Huaiyan of the Zhuming and eventually recruited into the renowned High Cloud Quintet, an elite team of warriors that killed the unkillable. Only for this furnace master we know and love to be caught in an accident and cursed with a blessing of a double-edged sword. Immortality crossed with madness. And it is this double-edged sword that created Blade. This was the tragic history of the now infamous Stellaron Hunter. This will be a bit of a strange theory that I don't normally talk about, but let's shake things up a bit, shall we? Because what if I told you that Blade was scared of death? Yes, the guy that constantly wishes for death is in truth scared of it. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because this is Blade's true fear revealed. Okay. So recently I was watching through some story like I do before writing my scripts, and I came across Ling Sha saying this.
On the Xianzhou Zhuming, the judges cast those unforgivable and nearly immortal abominations of abundance into the eternal flames of the stars, reducing them to ashes. Their so-called immortality is just a facade. I mean, nothing can truly defy death, can it?
And I thought to myself, oh, so they had a way to kill Hule this whole time. They just didn't want to because of the whole Foxian revenge situation. Okay. And that's where normal people would leave it. But I'm not normal, because I then thought, oh, so that's a surefire way for Blade to be able to straight up incinerate himself and cease to exist. If his entire body is pressurized, burned, and crushed by the gravity and nuclear fusion occurring in a star, there is no possible way for the abundance to heal that, because there's simply nothing left. Then I also remembered that black holes exist, and judging by how well mapped out the stars must be for this faction that unceasingly flies through space, they should know where at least one is. So why doesn't Blade just hijack a ship and fly into the nearest star, or even pay Blobby Boy a visit? There is literally nothing stopping him. He's hijacked IPC ships before to chase down Dan Heng. Then I thought, oh, well, maybe Blade just doesn't know about it. I mean, it's a Zhuming thing, right? I mean, that's what Ling Sha said. But then I remembered that Blade was raised on the Xianzhou Zhuming, and he was the furnace master. So there is no possible way for him to not know about it. So if he truly wanted to free himself from his torment, he could at literally any point. He doesn't really need Elio or the script at all to do this. So what's going on here? Well, let's dig a bit deeper into this madman's psyche, shall we? You see, when he was a child on the Zhuming, he was a really shy and insecure kid, and understandably so, his planet got destroyed. But someone was able to break him out of his shell and turn him into the confident High Cloud Quintet member depicted in the legends. And this person was Baiheng, a Foxian starskiff pilot and adventurer who was also a nameless who never got the opportunity to board the Astral Express. But she did follow the path of the Trailblaze due to inheriting the will of the Trailblaze from her parents. And when she met the shy and insecure Yingxing, he was still General Huaiyan's apprentice, and she was stationed on the Zhuming to provide support against the Borson threat. And as the outgoing and lively nameless she was, Baiheng offered words of encouragement to the young prodigy, and the two ended up growing close. Baiheng even began calling him Little Yingxing or Xiao Yingxing, which in Chinese is an affectionate name parents call their little ones. So it's a big deal. They were really close. So close, in fact, that Baiheng was either the first or one of the first people Yingxing opened up to about his past. And as time went on, he grew more comfortable with his new life on the Xianzhou and matured. And as a Foxian with a long lifespan, Baiheng was able to watch him grow up. Now, it is also emphasized how loved Baiheng was by all of the other quintet members. But when she sacrificed herself to save Dan Feng and Jingliu, the one who felt the most grief was undoubtedly Yingxing, since he knew her the longest and she kinda served as a pillar for his life. So it was understandable why he joined Dan Feng in this edition of Imbibe de Lune, because if there was a shred of a chance to bring her back, this was a risk he was willing to take. But unfortunately, we know how that ended up, and Yingxing is now Blade. But Blade's Mara drives him mad in a bit of a different way than other cases do. and I'll let him tell you.
We are all Mara-stricken in different ways, but my situation is unusual. Although the Mara haunts me, memories of it seldom cross my mind, be they of remorse, hatred, fear, or reflection.
And this is where things start to line up, because each and every one of these feelings is attributed to his past allies. Baiheng is remorse, Danfeng is hatred, Jingliu is fear, and Jingyuan is reflection. He feels remorse for the loss of a loved one, hatred for the one who made him Mara-struck, fear for the one that tortured him, and reflection for the one who stood by and let it all happen. And if you don't think he's scared of Jingliu, listen to this.
As she brandished her sword, phantom pain surged through every part of my body, all because of her.
She just draws her sword and he feels pain. That is trauma. And as for Jingyuan, Blade has this to say.
He always understood the price better than any of us. Yet he never spoke up, never did anything.
See how he kind of reflects on this? So even through his Mara-stricken state, he still remembers his friends. And even if it is unconsciously, he has checked on each and every single one of them. Even though he hates Danheng, he still teamed up with him to fight against Yanqing. And when teamed up with Danheng, he has this to say.
Need me to watch your back.
And when teamed up with Mbabra Lune, he also says this. Isn't that strange? I would say that this is sarcastic, but he did fight side by side with him against Yanqing for little to no reason. No backstabbing or anything. So even if he does hate him, he still does care in a strange way. He also checks in with Jingyuan to again show him in his own way that he isn't after him. Then he meets with Jingliu and fought against her, knowing full well that she couldn't kill him. All of this he does of his own volition. And I think it's because he wanted to check on the state of his former friends. And once he finds out they're still alive and kicking, he leaves. But this is the wild part, because I mentioned earlier that he checked on each and every single one of his friends. And that includes Baiheng, because he met with Bailu and let her do a checkup on him.
The person I'm inquiring about is tall, with a serious expression. He also carries a crude sword with him at all times. Have you seen someone like that, Dragon Lady?
Oh, yes! Someone came by today that matches that description. He must have suffered some kind of sword wound. He had a strong scent of blood, though from the way he behaved, it must have been fairly minor. He didn't even take the medicine I prescribed.
And just so you know, Bailu was created from the fusing of Baiheng's DNA with the Vidyadhara's transmutation arcanium. So Bailu is kind of a reincarnation of Baiheng as a dragon girl. That's why they look so similar. That's also why Blade went to go see her, even though he knows she can't help him. So all of these seemingly pointless events are really veiled visits from a former friend who still cares. In fact, Blade doesn't want to die at all. He tries every possible cure or therapy he can get his hands on. Because in the end of Ling Sha's trailer, you can see Blade in line for her aromatherapy. And that is because he is scared of death and scared of losing someone else. He is fully aware of how much pain the loss of Baiheng caused, and he doesn't want to feel that again. He lost his family, he lost his home, he even lost his mind, and these few people he remembers are all he has left. And he is scared of losing what little he has, whether by that being his own death or any of theirs. That's why he checks up on them. He simply makes up a reason to go see them, while at the same time trying every type of therapy and cure he can get his hands on. It's only a matter of time before he goes to see Jiaoqiu. I know Blade constantly wishes for the end, but his actions don't follow that. There are guaranteed ways for him to accomplish this, but he doesn't do it, and it's because he's scared. And that is Blade's true fear revealed. This is a strange crackpot theory I just cooked up for you guys because I thought things were getting a little bit too serious around here. I also want to take a break from Euphorius for a bit to talk about the Shinjo because I can't get enough of this faction and I feel like we left too early. I also need more Yurilo 6 because I require more Zila lore. Anyway, how do you guys feel about off-the-wall theories? I think they're fun to think about. I also got a few more, but what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, y'all.